What's up, Undrafted Sports? Welcome back to The U.
She called me Dickie Cortez when she introduced me. Money running out, I'm hungry, I'm at the jaw now. Undrafted Bricky, my nigga, I'm ready to ball now. It's never to the shine.
All right, today we have our first MLB podcast of the year. Let's
go,
baby!
Oh, yeah. Baseball season, baby.
Baseball season's back. It's in full effect. How are you guys feeling about the season so far?
I'm loving it. I mean, the pitch clock is in favor for me. I love it. It's been, causing really fast-paced games. My team's not doing too hot right now, but it's very exciting throughout every division. I feel like no team's really bad other than the Athletics and, like the Nationals and stuff like that, which is also, common to see. But, I'm loving the season so far. What do you guys think?
It's fun to watch. I like it. I like the shorter, not shorter games, but it feels so much shorter.
It's such a faster game now.
Easier to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Easier to watch games.
But my Diamondbacks are doing good, so I'm happy. And
they are doing really good.
Surprising.
So, what about you?
I'm liking baseball this year. The games are fun to watch. I liked watching baseball classic games, but now even you'll watch it with me, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
But the Yanks, around 500 right now. It's terrible for the Yanks. That's terrible for the AL East. If you're 500 in the AL East, you're boned. So we got to pick it up. But other than that, very entertaining year of baseball, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I just want to give a little stat. The AL East this season is oh my god, ridiculously stacked. Every team is above 500. If the season was to end today, this would be the first division to end with every team ending with a 500 or above record. And dude, I have no idea how many years.
So I think that it could happen because I don't know if you guys know this. They changed interdivisional games, so you only play your divisional opponents 13 times a year right now, starting this year, rather than 18. So that's 20 less divisional games a year. For teams like the AL Central, those teams are going to have worse records. For teams in the AL East, those teams are going to have very much better records because they don't got to play the Rays, Yankees, Orioles, Red Sox, Blue Jays all the time. So
how does this affect playoffs? I don't know how the playoff works in the MLB, but if every team's above 500, obviously they're in a pretty good spot in the standings. But since is it divisional? Do all four of those teams make playoffs or?
So it all comes down to the wild card.
Okay.
It's happened where 4 teams have made it out of the AL East before.
Okay.
But obviously it's very unlikely. But this season it's looking more than likely. Every team is above 500. Obviously by statistics, AL East is the best division in baseball right now, by far. You got teams like the Rays who have literally under 10 losses, Orioles who are playing great, Red Sox who aren't playing great but are still treading water, Blue Jays who have had a rough start in the beginning but are starting to pick it up, and the Yankees who had a great start and now are slowly falling off due to injuries. But it's the Yankees. You can never count them out.
Yeah.
I think it's just funny. The Yankees are dead last in the AL East, and they'd be if they were in 2 or 3 other divisions, they'd be first place.
Injuries are really killing you guys this year.
Yeah.
Judge and Stanton being out obviously is a huge impact.
I knew they were going to be out at some point. Give me more than 2 weeks before they're both out.
Yeah, it's bound to happen eventually to everybody, but
No, that's not true. It's not
But
bound to
Judge
happen
and
to everybody,
Stanton-
but it's the thing about Judge and Stanton is it's Judge and Stanton every single year for half the
That's
year.
their MO.
And we're paying them all of the money, obviously. So
Especially Stan.
Yeah.
Stan's always injured.
Yeah.
It makes it tough.
So is Judge. Besides when it's a contract year.
Yeah.
The only 2 full seasons Judge has ever played were on contract years.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Money hog, but whatever. And I'm a Yankees fan, sadness, but.
Yeah, and even your starting pitching hasn't really been there all that year.
Even we just signed Rodon, and Rodon's done for at least another 2 months.
Yeah.
He probably won't pitch a game this season, to be honest.
Yeah.
No,
Really?
And Nestor hasn't been himself at all.
Well, that's because of the rule.
Yeah,
change.
I know.
People who are finessing the system like Nestor was, they're not going to be Nestor Cortez anymore.
Yeah,
Well, let's talk about some of these rule changes. So we got the pitch clock, we got bigger bases. What's the balk rule? Is that the problem
the
that
two
Nestor's having?
And the pitch clock,
okay.
it's just Nestor was one of those guys who would just play mind games with the hitter and like pretend to be pitching, he's not pitching, and do a little weird leg kick thing he does.
Right.
Like,
Quick pitch.
yeah, like he can't really do that anymore, so it's really affecting his game. Which I'm a Yankees fan, and I love that it's affecting his game because that's kind of bullshit that he was like, because he's not a very good pitcher. Like I'd say he's a very average MLB pitcher. But like last year he was like in the Cy Young running, and I was like, okay, that's
Really?
bullshit, bro.
Wow.
Like for a part of the year he was going off, yeah.
And that's all because of his antics, basically.
Yeah, and I think that's bullshit. So.
Wow.
Yeah,
So he's looking more like an average pitcher
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
Interesting. So you were telling me you don't like the pitch
No,
clock.
I mean, I wouldn't say I don't like it. It's more like I feel like they should be more lenient with it. The pitch clock's cool. Game's going faster. Definitely makes it more entertaining for the viewer. But like, at some point you got to read the room. If somebody needs a standing ovation, the ump shouldn't barge in on that and throw a
Right,
pitch
there was
clock
there was
violation
one in
out there.
Philly recently, right? That someone, I think it was Philly.
Bryce Harper, maybe?
No.
Considering he's played one game this season and gone 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, I think
Probably
Bryce
not.
Harper
Well, I
is
mean,
up.
it was his first game back, I think 2 days ago from, the World Series run that they had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And he was, sorry, I'll just go on the tangent of Bryce Harper. He's the fastest player to recover from Tommy John.
Yeah, that's crazy.
was it,
He's
like
playing
6
Bryce
months?
Harper had
Not
Tommy
even.
John.
Not even, bro. He's playing the cast.
Yeah, that's unreal.
That's crazy.
What a warrior.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Props
for
to
sure.
you, Bryce Harper. That's crazy.
For sure. But no, like Cody Bellinger, coming back for the Dodgers for the first time. He had a whole standing ovation in Dodger Stadium, and they called a pitch clock violation on him. All
That's
the fans
annoying.
taking in the moment, and then the ump steps in and makes a pitch clock violation. I just find
Yeah.
it's
Which,
almost cringy to me.
yeah, I agree. But the thing is that this is a new rule. They haven't really. Besides with AAA, who doesn't get standing ovations and
Yeah.
everything, and like the AA where they were running it, they don't really know how it is to translate this to MLB. This is the MLB's first year with it. After this year, there will be. I see there being changes, like for special occasions, yes. But right now, that's not in the rules. So like, if the umps call it, depending on the ump, if they call it on some and not on others, then it's just gonna get
Teams are
teams
gonna
all
get pissed,
confused
yeah.
and pissed.
So
So they gotta stick by the rule book and call it how it is.
So the
Right.
MLB recently actually just released a
Which
statement.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that because if you're gonna
I don't
implement
hate-
a rule, you might as well enforce
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
I saw the other day the MLB just released a statement that teams that they think are going to need a standing ovation have to let the MLB know 24 hours in advance before the game comes up, so they
Okay.
can plan for a standing.
So they're
ovation.
already trying
they're
to
already
fix
trying to,
that
yeah,
problem.
they're already trying to implement new things to help out.
Fair.
And I get why they're strictly enforcing all these rules, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like
Yeah, but
read it a little bit.
yes, I agree. But you gotta understand that, especially like baseball, rules haven't changed in 200 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like if it's your first year implementing a big rule change, then obviously there's going to be some kinks that are going to have to be worked out, and they're going to be evident in the first couple of months. You know?
absolutely.
Definitely.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. I know you just brought up that the MLB brought in bigger bases this season. I personally love that. It makes base running a lot. I don't want to say a lot easier, but it makes it a lot more like
Part
fun.
of the game.
Yeah,
It's more part of the game because you used to just be stranded on whatever base you're on out there. You know?
Yeah, you see guys like Acuna now like really hustling. It really brings like the dog in these players now, and I love it. It brings intensity. It makes games way more interesting now that people are on first, ready to steal at any given moment. The pitch clock also has a big play into that too as well. But I love the bigger bases rule. What do you guys think about bigger bases?
Even on big hits that usually would be a double, you see guys going for triples now sometimes. That's crazy. I love it. I love that rule.
I love all the
Or
rule
that.
changes because these rule changes were to make baseball more entertaining, and baseball is a lot more entertaining this year. So
Definitely.
yes, I love all the rule changes. Honestly.
Josh, what do you think?
On the bigger bases, I absolutely love them. Like you were saying before, more stolen bases, more guys hustling, trying to get extra bases, and even it wasn't even a big base change. It was a couple inches,
Yeah.
and that's the game of baseball.
Couple inches in is an
Exactly.
exaggeration.
Yeah,
But that's a game of baseball. Baseball. Every out that's a strikeout. Like a strikeout from a home run is this far apart. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everything in baseball is like that.
Absolutely.
It's a game of inches, like Josh just said.
Yeah.
But let's keep moving on. What do you guys say, Josh?
Yeah. What do you guys think of the Rays this year? I know you were talking about them before. Best team in baseball by far. Do you think that they will stay this consistent throughout the entire year?
No, they can't.
You don't think so?
You can't stay. What are they? 26-5. They can't. No team can stay that consistent. You know what I mean? But especially with as large of a sample size as MLB is, that's 162 games. I don't think they could maintain that for 162 games. But I do see them being a very good team this year. Yeah.
Do you see them winning the AL East?
That's tough. There's 130 more games left, and the AL East is completely stacked. So I see I wouldn't be surprised if any of the 5 teams won it, even the Orioles. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that.
No, absolutely.
That division's crazy.
I mean, even through, I'm just saying, through the first, 30 games that they've played so far this year, they lead the MLB in basically every major statistical category.
Yeah.
Wow.
Batting average, home run, pitcher ERA. It's absolutely ridiculous what they're doing right now. And, I want to see them slowing down, but I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
They'll sizzle out. Baseball tends to even itself out over the course of a 162 game season.
I agree with that. I feel like they're playing too good to not too good to fizzle out. I just think they're gonna keep a higher pace than most of the other teams in the league.
Yeah. So
I mean.
yeah, I agree. I agree
don't
with
know
that.
if they get-
So what I'm saying is what are they this date they're 26-5.
Yeah.
I don't see them going 26-5 over their next 30 games. I see them going more like a very good team, like 20-10.
Mhm.
I see them going 20-10 every 30 games the rest of the season. I don't see them going 26-5 every 30 games the rest of the season. But I still think that they are going to be a league leader, top 3 team in the league for sure.
Yeah.
I want to answer your question real quick. I do think the Rays will come out heavily on top of the AL East. Like I said earlier, the AL East is obviously very competitive, but no team seems to be beating them. They got, by far, probably one of the best pitching staffs in baseball right now, with probably, if you want to call Tyler Glasnow their ace.
With their ace not even in the rotation right now.
You could give or take McClanahan or Glasnow, but either way, 1A, 1B is, one of them's hurt for however long, but he's coming back soon. And with him being out, and the record is 26-5, like you just said, dude, that goes to show. Young guys are stepping up. Wander Franco, Rosarena, guys like them are just stepping up huge, crushing baseballs, playing great defense. I mean, they got it down to a pat. Are they going to keep it going? I mean, yeah, obviously, I think they're going to keep it going, but they're not going to be, a team that comes out and has 6 losses on their record at the end of the season. They're going to obviously lose a few games. They're going to go through a couple ups and a couple downs, but that's how baseball is. It's a game of ups and downs, droughts and, big ups and stuff like that. So, yeah, I see them coming out on top. They're going to be a great team. I think they're probably the best team in the IL. And, yeah, I just don't see them going, this record right now. They're not going on a crazy run, but they're going to come out on top, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was looking at stats and stuff before. I think 5 of their guys are batting over 300 so far to start the season, which is absolutely ridiculous.
That's crazy.
So
So I'm saying it's gonna fizzle out.
Absolutely.
5 dudes bat 300.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's.
But it's crazy to say that they are all batting over 300 over a course of 30 games, over a month, which is pretty hard.
Yeah. If you're batting 300 in May, I mean, obviously it's shorter sample size, so it's a lot easier to, but that's still gross.
Yeah,
that's still gross.
Absolutely.
All right, what else is next, Josh?
So one thing I did really want to talk about is the struggles in New York. That's a huge topic I wanted to discuss because, obviously you guys are Yankees fans. I know you're a Diamondbacks fan, but I'm a Mets fan. Both of our teams are down horrendous right now.
Yes.
Yes, you could say injuries are a big part of it, but also the teams just don't look like what they should be.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
But that's also what I like about New York sports is that both teams are 500 or better, and that's down horrendous for both of them. So and they're both very good teams. I see both of them picking it up throughout the course of the year. So
yeah, no, I do too. But I'm just saying, we have 2 of the biggest payrolls in all of baseball.
Yeah.
And our teams are both not living up to expectations at all.
yeah.
But like we said, I mean, baseball's a game of ups and downs, and unfortunately, a 500 winning percentage in New York is not good enough. So, I mean, I think it's fine. It's literally the first month of baseball.
Exactly.
There's
I was gonna say,
100
it's still the
and however many games of baseball left. You guys will be fine.
it's still the first
We'll
week
see you guys
of
in
May,
playoffs.
I don't know. It makes it tough knowing that we just got swept by the Tigers this week.
That is embarrassing.
That makes it
But
tough.
Yeah,
on
that's
our end
nice.
too, we also get blown out by the Twins every single time we play them. So,
Yeah, I know.
so
We had a bad series against the Twins. Funny stat for Mets fans: you guys are 16-16 on the date that we're recording this. You guys are 6-6 at home and 10-10 away. So a very average team.
See, I didn't
That's
know
crazy.
that. Yeah, that's nuts.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, 16-16, 6-6 at home, 10-10 away.
and you
That's
guys
crazy.
you guys are also 6 games behind the Braves.
So would you rather play at home or away?
Honestly, I mean, I feel like the home atmosphere is obviously better for us.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I feel like every year we do better away, which is weird to me. You know, we just went on this West trip and we won, I think it was 7 out of the 9 games out there.
Yeah.
And then we come home and we start going on a horrible streak.
You want to know why that is though? Because New York is very hard to play any sport in front of, especially baseball, which is a very big mental game. In front of New York fans, that is a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So when they go on their away trips and are playing in Oakland, playing in like Washington, like they're not nervous
Yeah,
because they're not playing in front of the screaming New York fans who they have to perform on in front of.
I mean, you guys remember 2 years ago, Baez and Lindor flipping off all the Mets fans at Citi Field.
Yeah.
You know, like that was just, you know, toxic fans.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's what New York is known for, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
Yeah.
both teams will definitely pick it up. You know, a lot of season left to play.
Mhm.
Can't judge them too harshly for the beginning of the year.
I mean, because if we were to have all the games they played already this season, multiplied that by 2, then there's still 100 games yet left to be played after that.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's very
Exactly.
early on in
Yeah,
the season.
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How do you guys feel about Anthony Volpe? You guys
Love-
like him?
I love him, bro.
Yeah.
I love him. He's obviously young in the league. He still needs a little bit of time to develop, but throw him in the big leagues, bro. I mean, I don't get why you wouldn't. He's a young guy who showed out in AAA, was crushing baseballs. You know, he's got big shoes to fill, but I got faith in him. He's been killing it ever since the Yanks put him in the leadoff spot, and yeah, I mean, Yanks just have been getting the short end of the stick recently. They can't finish out games. Pitching's been very mediocre to say the least, and our big name guys have been injured. So I think Volpe is going to be battle tested a lot throughout this season, but I think during the back half of it, he'll start picking it up, getting in the swing of things of how the MLB moves and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. He's still 21 years old.
Yeah.
We have to
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
You
Still
know,
very
that's
young.
Really young.
That's the next Derek Jeter right there.
See about that. I mean, I like him. Way too early on for me to really have any takes on him. I think he's doing a very good job adjusting to the league. And Yankees don't got anyone better to put at short right now, so I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Rather him over like Oswaldo, Cabrera. Yeah, IKF. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got a question for you guys. Actually, I have 2. The first question I got for you: what team has surprised you guys the most this season so far? Could be from AL or NL.
Pirates.
Oh my God.
Pirates
That-
at 20-12. I thought they would maybe have 10 wins, 30 games into the season. They barely have 10 losses. Pirates for sure.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree.
With their big name shortstop out, O'Neal Cruz, he broke his ankle or broke his foot with a slide at home base, and they're still winning games. I was for sure saying that, fade the Pirates when he was out, but
Yeah. no,
how can you when they're on a 5-5 game streak with teams that are like the Dodgers,
Like,
beating teams
yeah,
the
like
Dodgers,
sweeping the Dodgers and shit.
Yeah, that's-
like, oh my god.
that's
embarrassing the White Sox, like
That's not hard to do.
well, whatever. You get the idea.
Oh,
White
yeah.
Sox have a good team on paper, but they've been struggling.
Another team that is very surprising to me this season is St. Louis Cardinals.
They're
They've been
terrible.
bad.
They're terrible.
It's unbelievable.
They're like 10 and 20 something, and I love like so many guys on that team.
The lineup is basically the exact same as last year, and they went from making the playoffs last year to what is it, bottom of the division this year?
Yeah.
Like, by far.
Yeah. Funny stat for Cardinals fans, you guys are 5-11 at home and 5-11 away.
So just bad either way.
So just like, stay home, boys. You're 1-9 in your last 10. Pick it up or just sit on your couch at home.
How about the Diamondbacks though?
Yeah,
Come on now.
No, I mean,
I think the Dodgers just passed them last week or something.
Yeah, and Diamondbacks will never catch back up, but
They'll catch back. They'll be fine.
nah, they ain't catching the Dodgers anymore. I mean, considering
I don't think they'll finish above the Padres and the Dodgers, but
considering you're so surprised that the Diamondbacks are having a crazy year and they're 2 games above 500, and the Yankees are 2 games above 500 and they're down horrendous. Yeah, I don't think they're catching the Dodgers.
they'll be fine. And Ketel Marte's still playing insane.
Yeah, no, and I love Zac Gallen.
Oh
Zac
my
Gallen,
God.
man.
Don't even get
All right.
fully started.
All right,
on
all right.
Zac Gallen.
I'm not saying anything about Zac Gallen. I think Zac Gallen has been the best pitcher in the league so far this year. 100%. This first month, 100%, he's been the best pitcher in the league. But they got the Dodgers and they got the Padres. They're pretty much like tied with the Padres now. I see the Padres overtaking them. I don't see them catching back up to the Dodgers yet again this season. I mean, other than that, Giants are and Rockies are ass, but they don't get to play as many games against them anymore. So, but that also means less games against the Dodgers and Padres. So
Yeah.
that's very like a non like that rule doesn't really even affect them at all.
Show me a wild card.
All right, and the last question I want to ask you guys is, what player has stood out in a good or negative way? I'm gonna go first. Dude, what happened to Sandy Alcantara? What happened to him?
Yeah.
He actually sucks. Like, I don't think he's won 1 game throughout his 4 starts, and I think his ERA is like over 6.
Yeah.
He has been looking terrible.
I don't want to talk about it. I have money on him to win the Cy Young this year.
I love coming into the season. I love that bet too.
Yeah.
I really love that bet coming into the season. He has just been, he's brutal, and he was the best. Like in my opinion, he was the best pitcher in the league last year.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't know what changed this year, but he hasn't been the same. He's been getting shelled every start.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
One guy I want to talk about that has been doing very good recently, and it's not really like any surprise or anything. Gerrit Cole's been a beast, bro. Throwing at least 8+ strikeouts in his past however many starts. He's been killing it. I mean, yeah, dude, he's basically unhittable at this point. Another guy I want to shout out real quick. He's on the Braves. He's probably like the most low-key pitcher right now. His last name is Elder. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's thrown 2 games this season so far, and he's sitting at under 2 ERA game. He's pitched at least 15 innings. Absolute beast for the Braves. He's been killing it, striking out many players, good players, bad players. I mean, who cares? He's doing it. He's doing great. Braves are also on a very hot streak. Acuna's been playing great. Albies has been playing great. Riley's been playing pretty good. I mean, the whole team's firing on all cylinders. Braves look like an early World Series contender to me right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So the guy you're talking about, Bryce Elder, he has 36 innings pitched, 29 hits against, 8 runs against, 7 of them being earned. He's let up 3 homers, 9 walks, and 32 Ks. 3-0 record.
Yeah, he's been playing out of his mind recently, in my opinion. For coming up as basically a nobody, I think I believe he's a rookie.
1.75 ERA.
Yeah, he's been going crazy. But what's a player that stood out to you guys this season so far?
Honestly, it might be too soon to call, but as a Mets fan, I have to say Brett Beatty.
Okay.
You know,
Little young guy right
yeah,
there.
you know, he's young. He's been crushing the ball. He's batting like .333 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely ripping the ball recently, especially like over the last week. I think he has like a 1.4 OPS, which is unreal.
Wow. Yeah, he's getting on base.
Yeah.
I love the rookie in LA, James Outman. Dodgers have been losing a lot of star power recently, and he has been stepping up huge as a rookie already, going off. So I'm really loving him.
Yeah, he's been crushing baseballs recently. He also has pretty good defense behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what you want out of your rookie, stepping up huge when you get called up. But yeah, no. Let's keep moving on. What else we got?
Let's end it here. Let's end it here, and then
One last question before we finish it up.
Mhm.
Who are your way too early MVP predictions?
Ooh, I'm gonna take a dark horse. I've been saying this with our man Cooter, who isn't here unfortunately. Andrew Vaughn from the Chicago White Sox.
Wow.
He
MVP of the White Sox.
he okay, yes.
was
The
not
White Sox
expecting
suck. The White Sox sucks, but he has been playing out of his mind this season. That's all I need to say. Watch out for him. He's gonna be doing great things for them. He's looking like the only player that can hit a baseball out of their organization right now. So, and he's pulling like 2 for 4 games, 2 doubles, RBIs. I mean, hits home runs every now and then. Plays good defense. What else can you ask for him? He's a very big dark horse, but watch him. He's been playing amazing this season.
What do you think, Josh?
Oh man. If I had to say somebody, it might be recency bias, but I'd have to say Randy Arozarena.
Okay.
He's been absolutely torching it this year. You know, batting over 320, leads the team in home runs, and I don't see him slowing down. His swing looks so pure to start the season. It is unbelievable what he's been doing.
He is.
I can't argue with that.
I was gonna say Arozarena, but since you did, I'll say my dark horse, and I'll ride with Boley here. Brian Reynolds on the Pittsburgh Pirates has been going absolutely nuclear, carrying the Pirates. I mean, not even carrying the Pirates. The Pirates are just looking good, man.
Are you
But
a
he's
Yankees
looking
fan or a Pirates fan?
Yankees for sure, but Pirates are surprising me, and Brian Reynolds is that dude. So
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Robbie?
I like Bo Bichette this year.
Oh,
He's been
yeah.
tearing it up like recently, but hopefully he keeps it going. We'll see.
For sure.
Bichette's a little beast. But that'll do it for this podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And this has been The U.
I went undrafted, they dissing me. Keep talking down, though I love it.